the streets of Auburn, Ahmed Alf is a face many can't go past.
I see your poster all over the thing. Yeah, now I know.
You are my brother. Wayne, how are you, mate? How's the day going? Good? وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. وعليكم السلام.
The independent candidate for Blackland in Western Sydney didn't win on the 3rd of May, but it feels like he's still campaigning.
Arasi, yes. 2031, you're going to vote for Uncle Ahmed, okay? You don't know who you voted for. You didn't focus on the...
Doesn't really matter. It's all rigged anyway, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Yeah?
It's not.
Sell me on that.
A local pharmacist, he set himself a huge challenge, running against Federal Education Minister Jason Clare in a very safe Labor seat.
What made me run is my firm belief that we are not, the people in Western Sydney, especially the people in Blackland, they have no voice. They've never been represented. Those who, especially Jason Clare for the last 6 terms, he did not represent the community that elected him. I was one of them. He failed us, and that's why I believe.
It was a big leap, having just been elected as a local councillor a month before he announced his intentions late last year.
So I wanted to see if my hard work in this community as a business owner, as a pharmacist, as an activist, is going to translate into votes in an election.
Few first-time candidates have been able to achieve the result he delivered, attracting more than a third of the vote in Blackland after preferences. He became Jason Clare's main challenger at number 2 and pushed the Liberals into 3rd place.
You are sick of that Labor-Liberal duopoly? Here I am. I'm an option for you that's completely different.
Blackland is Labor heartland, a mix of true believers and ethnic Australia.
Blackland has been held by Labor since its inception in 1949. Its most famous member, Paul Keating.
Blackland is Paul Keating's old seat, but what do you think Blackland is now?
I believe it's completely different to the Blackland that during the time of Paul Keating. You look at demography, you look at the people that's walking on the streets, you look at it's completely different.
Ahmed Alf was endorsed by the Muslim Vote, a grassroots movement which campaigned against the government's stance on the Israel-Gaza conflict, encouraging Muslim voters to support independent candidates.
We will no longer stay silent to your lies or counter to your lies any longer. The game is up. I've never seen the sentiment like it has as it is now. And now is the time for change. We want to make a change. We're not going to leave it as we've done things in the past.
I think it's important to see Israel-Gaza as something which has set aflame discontent that probably was already there about not feeling that they've been represented enough.
The Muslim Vote also endorsed another independent candidate in Tony Burke's seat of Watson. Local doctor Ziad Basuni also came second, with a third of the vote after preferences.
At times it felt better than delivering a baby in theatre. I was unsuccessful in my attempt to dislodge Labor, but I probably gave him a very big scare.
While Tony Burke and Jason Clare declined to be interviewed, pollster Paul Smith from YouGov says the scale of the independent's first-time success should send a warning to Labor.
There's been very few times in our electoral history that Labor's been challenged from working class candidates that are, if you like, challenging their dominance of working class vote. But that's been weakening and weakening, and now they're much more vulnerable to this type of candidate. I think it's important to see this election result not just about ethnicity and religion, it's about the class experience of people.
The independents say the shock departure of the high-profile Muslim Ed Husic from the Albanese cabinet has further angered the community.
It's disappointing, and it reminded us of what has happened to Fatma Payman.
Ed Husic, rightly so, called it a factional assassination attempt. Independents don't have to go through that. If they stand for you, they'll stand for you. They're not going to be asked by a factional boss who will push them aside for specific results.
As for the next election, Ahmed Alf in Blackland is already getting ready, but doesn't want to be seen as just a Muslim candidate next time round.
I was framed as the Muslim candidate. Once you're framed as the Jewish candidate or the Christian candidate or the Sikh candidate, that's it. It stops anyone from outside that faith from voting for you. I have nothing against these organizations because they supported me. I accepted the endorsement at the time. So actually all respect for them. Bringing Islam, Christianity, Judaism and any other faith into politics might cause more harm long term and more division into the community.
For any candidate who wishes to win more than 50% of the vote in these types of seats, they will need to not just be a candidate of a particular group or ethnic group or community, they need to be a representative of the working people that live there more generally.
In Watson, Ziad Bassiouni isn't ruling out another tilt.
I will not stop campaigning for Watson, for what Watson needs. If that means I'll have to run again, we'll do it.